Good afternoon, Chairman Spiller and members of the committee. My name is Ammon Blair, and I'm a senior fellow at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. I bring 22 years of military service and extensive border security experience through my time in the U.S. Army and U.S. Border Patrol in the Rio Grande Valley. I'm testifying in support of House Bill 5580. I strongly support the intent of this legislation to enhance immigration enforcement through the federal 287G program. Over the last 4 years, the United States has endured a deliberately orchestrated invasion through weaponized mass migration. Millions of illegal aliens from over 170 countries have been funneled, often through and with cartel facilitation, into Texas and other states, overwhelming state and local resources. This has not only compromised public safety, but created systemic national security vulnerabilities, serving as a force multiplier for hostile state and non-state actors. The sheer scale of these movements have overwhelmed federal, state, and local law enforcement on the border and in our communities, to include their resources, degrading operational effectiveness, and diverting attention away from known threats. Simultaneously, these mass migrations provide concealment and cover for infiltration by foreign intelligence operatives like the CCP, cartel enforcers, and members of transnational criminal and terrorist organizations, including MS-13, Tren de Aragua, and other violent networks with direct ties to adversarial regimes. The precise whereabouts and identities of many of these illegal aliens remain unknown, creating blind spots in national security coverage and opening the door for catastrophic risk across Texas. In recognition of this existential threat, President Trump signed an executive order which fundamentally changed the landscape of immigration enforcement. This executive order, combined with his proclamation, and formally invoked the guarantee clause of Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution, to ensure that states, including Texas, has the full authority and resources needed to combat mass illegal immigration. Because the scale and sophistication of current threats demand more than federal action alone can provide. And by requiring Texas law enforcement to participate in the 287G program, it expands intelligence sharing mechanisms between state, local, and federal law enforcement agencies to enhance immigration enforcement operations and disrupt foreign terrorist organizations operating within the state. Now that the task force model has been reinstated, Texas has a unique opportunity to fully integrate all three 287G enforcement models in a statewide immigration enforcement framework, ensuring that every law enforcement agency, whether it has a jail or not, can actively contribute to securing Texas communities. However, House Bill 5580 mandates participation only from sheriff's departments in counties with populations exceeding 100,000. Without mandatory participation by all state, county, municipal police departments and constables, Texas will remain exposed to significant enforcement gaps. The cartels, smuggling organizations, and criminal illegal aliens will gravitate toward jurisdictions that do not participate, thus undermining the overall effectiveness of immigration enforcement efforts. Therefore, I strongly recommend that the committee amend House Bill 5580 to mandate full participation in the 287G program for all Texas law enforcement agencies, regardless of the population size. And I'll discuss just a little bit or a second in regards to the task force model itself, and also in regards to other programs that other states are enacting. Representative Swiner mentioned some problems, as well as this representative over here, in terms of transportation. Florida State Guard was actually part of the program right now, and they created a transportation program in Florida. So what they do is to take the resources, the full-time equipment and resources needed or necessary to house illegal aliens. Florida now has a program where they have their state guard transport all illegal aliens to state and also federal facilities. That way it takes the burden of the counties, whether that's financial costs or whether that's personnel or transportation, away from them, and then the state takes that charge. So that is one of the programs that Florida and other states are enacting to counter what you just said in terms of resource allocation and also jail space.